the first one of the season, our first micro pitch. And first thing we need to do is thank our host location, the City of Newport News, for having us here. And then we have other sponsors, sponsor localities, Hampton, Pocosin, the greater Williamsburg area, which includes the City of Williamsburg, James City County, and York County. So thanks to all of them for making this all possible. Next, we want to hit on some house rules. Please refrain from using the group chat feature that's down below, because that will be distracting to folks, especially when people are pitching. And if you really want to connect with somebody, connect with them specifically with their name and not a group chat to everybody. And so if we do that, we'll be able to not distract people and just move ahead. Next, we have 9 pitchers tonight. We had 1 last minute cancellation. So we have 9. I got muted. I'm not sure why, but could you hear me before? We're good. Okay. So we'll have 9 pitchers, and the top 3 will advance to the final event, which is on November 3rd. So the rules about how the pitch works is that each pitcher gets 3 minutes to pitch their business. And then that'll be followed by a Q&A with the judges. The way the Q&A works is that all 3 judges will ask their questions all together. Well, one at a time, but they'll ask their questions. And then the pitcher will have 2 minutes to answer those questions that are asked. So for those of you who are pitching, it's advisable that you have some way of taking notes so that you can write down the questions that are asked by the judges, and then you can go ahead and start answering them once they're finished. And you'll have 2 minutes to do that. So the times that the judges are asking you questions doesn't count as part of your 2 minutes. You'll have 2 minutes to authentically answer them. And then one other thing for the judges, just so you know, just like last time, those of you who are here, I have made a little matrix and I will alternate. So one will go first this time, and then it will just rotate through that way so that each of you is first every 3rd time. And that should help you. So I turn over to Tim.
Awesome. Thanks, Gary. We'll go ahead and get started by introducing our judges tonight. Judges is something that we spend a lot of time focusing on, making sure we have folks that understand what it's like to evaluate businesses. They've listened to businesses. They've listened to probably, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 pitches, maybe even more than that collectively. So go ahead and introduce the judges panel. First, we have Rachel Frazier. She is the Associate Director of William & Mary's Miller Entrepreneurship Center. Thank you so much for joining us, Rachel. And we have Ian Frazier, who is from 757 Accelerate. Thank you for joining us, Ian. And then we have Marty Kazabowski, who is the Executive Director of ODU's Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So like I said, these folks have listened to many, many pitches. They know what they're listening for. The judges were strategically picked because everybody, all of this lends itself to go right into the 757 ecosystem. So this is the on-ramp in order to get your business started and keep on moving forward. So we love how this has turned out. And what we will do now, I want to remind everybody in terms of how this is going to work for the pitchers. We'll have the first 5 pitchers go, then we'll take a short break. Then we're going to follow up with the final 4 pitchers. We did have 10. We had 1 drop out last minute, so that was unfortunate. But so we have 9 on the docket tonight. And then once all the pitchers go, the judges are going to then break off, go into their deliberation room, and they'll determine the top 3 winners. Those the 3 winners will then advance to the final pitch competition that will take place November 3rd. And November 3rd, they'll be competing for $5,000. Three folks will walk away with $5,000 in seed funding. Pitchers, understand that you're nervous. We'll probably go through this again as everybody goes, but just a friendly reminder, this is how everything will work. When it's your turn to pitch, what you're going to want to do is unmute yourself. We realize that it's not an official Zoom anything until someone says you're on mute. So unmute yourself. Share your screen if you have slides. Then once you're done with your pitch, stop sharing your screen. The judges will ask their one question. We will then put, then when the last judge asks their question, we'll put 2 minutes on the clock. You'll have 2 minutes to address those questions. When you're done, put yourself back on mute, and then we'll move on to the next pitcher. So the whole deal is to keep everything really fast paced, move through everything quickly. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Gary.
Okay, thanks, Tim. I believe Tim is our timer for tonight. Is that right?
That is correct.
So Tim will scream and yell and wave at you and let you know that it's time to just listen for that. He won't scream and yell at you. He'll just let you know.
Yeah.
And then,
that said, Garrett, what I'll do for the pitcher is I'll give everyone like a 10-second, a 5-second, and then count you down to 1, and then we'll cut you off.
Okay. So are we all ready to roll? We have everybody in the house. Judges, you are all ready? Okay. Pitchers, you're all ready? It's going to go lightning fast. Woohoo! It's exciting. So the pitch order, just to make sure that you all know, and I know you all got this, but first is green light. Number 2 is Cassie. Do we have green light in the house? Yes. We don't have green light in the house. Okay. We have Cassie in the house. Got it. Maker Academy. Okay. Quince and Quan. No Quince and Quan.
Here.
Oh, you're here. Okay, cool. Awesome. And then Rain Commons.
Right here.
Okay. And then we have a break. And then we have Cuisini. Yes. Wave or something. Okay. Pocket Properties. Okay. Samson's Crown.
I'm here.
Okay. Awesome. And then Global Branding Agency.
Here, thank
Here
you.
as well. Okay. Awesome. So we do have a green light, and I guess we're ready to roll.
Do it.
So welcome, green light. And Tim will tell me when to start as soon as you get on the screen here. So green light, you're on. So Tim, I think there's a problem.
Green light was here.
It never said, only it's in the chat, I guess. There we go.
Going once. Well.
I'm right here, finally.
Oh, good.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. The stage is yours.
All right, thank you very much. I'm just gonna go and try to present. It's been a long time I haven't used Zoom. Here we go. Green light auctions, the new way to trade in your used cars. This dives straight to the problems. Basically, in trade, the problems in trading your cars, usually there is a lack of trust between the buyers and the sellers. There is a problem of not knowing the car history when you buy the car, nor the maintenance history. There is a limited outlets where you need to sell your cars. Basically, you're limited as far as geographically who you're going to sell your cars to. Usually, it's the dealer next door or CarMax or something like that. And the cars that the dealers buy, usually there is no warranties for hidden issues. And that gives us basically private owners are not getting a fair market value for their cars, and dealers are paying market value for a car with major issues. The solution is Greenlight. Will provide a 360-degree inspection report for every car posted on its virtual auction platform, as well as a 48-hour warranty post-sale. Private owners giving the most money for their trade-ins from the comforts of their homes, and dealers buying cars with confidence without having to leave the office. The benefit is going to be connecting people. What I mean by that is private owners are going to be connected with the dealers who are willing to pay the most for their cars. As far as the dealers, they're gonna get a condition report for every car post, and fast transaction, 20 minutes for each auction. And all that will give us basically confidence in having transparent transaction between the private owner and the seller. Our business model consists of 4 major areas. Sales fee will be applied both to the seller and the buyer. Transport fee, advertisements on our platform, and we will offer extended warranty plans beyond the 48 hours that comes with every car. The market size, we're focusing currently locally in Hampton Roads. We're gonna start working our way up to 50 sales a week. After that, we're gonna go to statewide until we reach 250 cars a week. And from that, we try to go East Coast, about 200 cars per state. And after that, we make sure to go national. The average fee per transaction should be around $500. Just to give you an example, just a local car auction here in Virginia Beach, America's Auction, sells about 550 cars a week with $650 fee per car. Our competitive advantage is number one is convenience. We're going to be selling cars from the comforts of their home. Third-party inspector for all issues that the car may have. Fast sales, 20 minutes for each auction, and they'll give us peace of mind for dealers and for knowing every issue on the car, and a fair market value from the seller. This is our team. That's me, Marwan Salak. I'm the CEO of the company. Priyank Patel, CTO, Anatoly Parchuk, COO. We're all ODU grad, and we started working as software engineers together.
And that is time.
Okay, so please unshare your screen. There you go. Thanks for your pitch. We'll head to the judges. Rachel, you get to go first.
All right. Thank you, Sadak. It was very nice to hear your pitch. Quick question for you. How is it that you're actually going to build awareness among potential customers? And then how will you get those potential customers to engage with Greenlight?
Okay, and then Ian.
So if you're taking a cut overhead of the overall transaction, it seems like that will cut away from either, the profit from the dealer or the profit from the seller, or, making the cost higher for the dealer. How are you remaining competitive in that sort of landscape?
Okay, and Marty?
A similar question, I suppose. This is a very hot market. I mean, every 20 minutes I see a commercial for some of this stuff out there. How are you different from, say, Car Gurus?
Okay, so do you have those 3 questions?
Yes,
I'm going to give you 2 minutes on the clock and have at it.
Thank you very much. So as far as awareness about the company, number one, we're gonna make sure that we are on all the auctions and all the Facebook teams, basically groups that where dealers are. That's from the dealer side to try to make sure that dealers are signed up with us, and they're looking at cars that are posted for sale. As far as from the seller side, we're gonna make sure that we are working with the ads on Facebook, as well as making sure that we put our work out there with universities and start grassroots level. As far as the profits from seller, basically our profit is not going to be taken away from profits from the dealers. Actually, we're helping the dealers. Usually the car, when it comes for sale, you go to your CarMax or your local dealer to trade in your car, and then your CarMax goes and actually take those cars and have another auction for dealers to buy them there. So we're bypassing all those dealers and CarMax that take your trade-ins and actually sell them to the independent dealer, and keeping that money split it between the buyer and the seller, and there is no need for CarMax. As far as Car Gurus and Carvana and all basically these companies out there that's playing in this area, we are in the background. We're not selling cars to everybody, everyday Joe, basically. We're selling cars to independent dealers, your local premium auto collection or whatever when you go in the streets. That's basically who we cater to. And we're making sure that the money that usually goes to big dealerships and the CarMax are actually going to the pockets of the dealers and private owners.
That is time.
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay, judges, you want to be sure you enter your comments into your Google Sheet. We'll give you a minute to do that. Just to make sure you're set. Just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. And is Cassie ready? Okay, so hang on, don't start yet. Put yourself ready. And when the judges tell me they're ready, then we'll ready to roll. You good, Marty?
I'm ready.
You good, Ian? Rachel? 1 second. Okay, ready to roll. Cassie, you ready? Go ahead and share your screen, and then Tim will give you when you start, Tim will start the clock.
Okay, one second, please.
Yep.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Eric Garrison, and I am a part of 2E1B Lab. We create CASI. CASI stands for Clean Air System, Smart Intelligent Environment. We inhale 25 million particles with each breath. Some of these problems are, it is too expensive for schools to upgrade every HVAC system in their district. There's also poor ventilation, and there's also no current disinfection on filter media. So Don Trainer out of Loudoun Public Schools in Northern Virginia spent $10 million to upgrade 6 HVAC systems. He has around 150 schools in that district. And also Patrick Fitzpatrick spends roughly around $250,000 on filter medias per year on one building, I might add. Okay, so the first section is we sense volatile organic compounds, carbon monoxide, temperature and humidity, and we also maintain HVAC maintenance. We want to track these problem locations, and then thirdly, we will want to disinfect these organisms. So we have an exclusive patent on IR technology. Our technology tested at 99.9% efficiency on MS2 virus, E. coli, mold, and spores. Our market overview, the global air filtration market is recorded at 10.4 billion. So these are some of our competitors. As you can see, we have SenseWare, Aware, Taza Aya, and also they're not listed, but IVP Air. This is our team. I'm Eric Garrison. We have Thomas Justice. He is a former National Air Filtration Association president. Anton Raccoon, ODU alumni software engineer. We have a National Science Foundation environmental engineer, Dr. C.Y. Wu. The path forward, we are currently seeking to get our product ASHRAE certified. Kiwi Tech offered us $300,000 worth of development for our software to move it along further. We want to pilot CASI at Unique Food Management. They already agreed to it. This building is in Pontiac, Michigan, and we would like to have our first unit sold by November 2021. So performance overview, we will reach $100 million in revenue by 2025. We are seeking to raise $500,000 with this, we would redefine our product, establish channel partners. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, thanks, Eric. You want to unshare your screen? And then if you have your pen and pencil ready or whatever to take some notes, we'll start with Ian this time. So Ian, go ahead.
Hey, thank you, Eric. I know it's hard to pitch within 3 minutes. My question is, so once it detects, pollution in the air, how does it notify you? Are these devices connected in any way?
Okay, and then we'll go to Marty. You're on mute.
I'm familiar with these guys already. But the question I have is, tell me more about the intellectual property and the license you have from the University of Florida. And do you plan on extending that intellectual property as you go forward?
And Rachel?
All right, Marty took one of my questions. Thank you, Eric, for the pitch. Can you elaborate on what your specific sources of revenue are?
Okay, so Eric, you can go ahead and when you start answering, Tim will give you 2 minutes and the floor is yours.
Okay, so for Ian, Cassie notifies when to disinfect because we have a hub located in the building and it talks to sensors that we place along the building, sensing the particles in the air. And then the hub will notate the filter in the HVAC to disinfect or to pull the air to the filter. And for Marty, we have an exclusive agreement with the University of Florida that gives us the full patent rights for the life of the patent. The patent's life is over in 2032. And we plan to, hit the market with our product and then start to license out our technology. We have a meeting with Mon and Hummel tomorrow, actually to talk more specifics. And our sources of revenue, we plan to sell Cassie for $35,000 per unit. And we want to put buildings on subscription plans for preventive maintenance. They're already paying for School Dude, which is a software program that they have to manually put in work orders. And pretty much we just want to automize that for $50 a month.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Okay, thanks. Thanks. Okay, next we have Maker Academy. You ready to go? Is that Lewis?
Yeah. Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so whenever you want to share your screen and then Tim will, when you start talking, Tim will start your 3 minutes.
Okay, I have a counter here too, so let me just put it on. Right. Oh, can you see my screen?
We can.
All right. So, hello, I'm Luis, Maker Academy. We say creative digital learning. What's really the most important investment a family makes as a family? So some people are going to say a house, but in reality, we think that education is the most important investment parents can make to ensure their kids' well-being when they grow up. Now, education has a big problem right now. New technologies are outgrowing the school's capacity to adapt. We have seen this in the last few months with COVID, how big kids are struggling and teachers are struggling to adapt new technologies. And usually teachers are overwhelmed by administrative work, so have little or no time to research the content that they provide to the students. So what are we trying to do, or what we have been doing, is research and supply updated, relevant tools, create and cure creative content for the class, and provide continuous training and support for the teachers. So in simple, we're trying to make it simple for teachers to adapt new technologies on the classroom. So I'm not a teacher, but how do I know what I'm speaking of? Well, we have worked in the area for over 5 years with some local education institutions like Hampton Public Schools. We made some volunteering for junior achievement on the entrepreneurship classes. We work with the Williams School on the lab. We work with Chesapeake Bay Academy. And in the last couple months, we did a workshop with CROM, which is the Cooperative Hampton Roads Organization for Minorities in Engineering. Now let's talk a little bit about the market. Just in Virginia, over 1,000 private schools with over 150,000 students, tuition usually between 10 to 20,000 US dollars. This is $1.5 billion. That's a big market on a I think, a small area. If we're able to get a 1% of this revenue, and this is not considering public schools, which is already one of our customers, we're talking about $15 million a year in revenue. How do we make this money? We have a lab. We install the lab with the tools and the training. Usually a school is going to go between $50,000 and $150,000. They pay a yearly membership where they get continuous training for the teacher and the lab teacher, support, access to content, and maintenance to the equipment. So there's no downtime on the equipment. The competition. So usually one of them disappeared for some reason. We have on the bottom, we have some of these competition trying to train the students. Usually you see them as franchises. You can see them in some shopping centers where it's like when kids are done with school, they come here to learn coding, or when they're very specific. Or
Okay, we're at time, I think.
Yep.
Oh, it's time?
Yep, it's time.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, the 3 minutes is tough.
yeah.
This is tough. It used to be 90 seconds, so
Yeah.
3
I
minutes
tried
is
to
good.
practice. I couldn't do it. Yeah. All right. Then I'm sure.
Okay, so grab something to take some notes, and we'll go through the judges, each get a question for you.
Yes.
We'll start with Marty.
Yeah, nicely done, even in the shortened time frame. I'm curious to know who the actual customer is here. Talk a little bit about who makes the decision to buy your stuff.
Okay, and we'll go to Rachel. Oh, Luis, if you could unshare your screen, that would be really helpful.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Where's the button here?
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead, Rachel.
All right, thank you, Luis, for your pitch. What tools do you connect school teachers with? And what kind of relationships or agreements with partners do you need in order to make that happen?
How are you discerning sort of what is the next step in the teacher's education? Is that up to you, or do you have a board that decides this?
Okay, so Luis, when you're ready, Tim will just when you start answering, Tim will give you 2 minutes.
Yes. I missed one of your second question, Rachel. If you could please repeat it.
Yeah, what tools
Sorry.
do you connect teachers with?
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of relationships or agreements do you need with partners in order to make that happen?
Yes. Ready.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Okay, so who's our customer or the decision maker? Well, usually the school, for example, the public schools have a tech department. So the person in charge of the tech department is the person we approach for this. Sometimes we do it through the teachers themselves. Private schools, it can be the owner, it can be the director, or maybe they also have a special department inside the school where we try to approach and show them what we're doing. So we try to approach through them, show the benefits of what we're doing, and hopefully they love what we do and get on board with us. Usually, it's the tools we provide are STEM tools. We are talking about coding, digital manufacturing. We actually got started with 3D printers, electronics, robotics, digital design, all those kind of tools. What relationships we need? Well, mostly I think we need to know more people in the school systems. I'm a very tech savvy person. I'm not a teacher. I don't have a teacher background, so I think that's that's more what we need, like people who's involved in the education system. We have been with some teachers that know a lot about SATs and all this, so they help sometimes. Who decides? Well, right now the company's in a transition, so right now it's pretty much up to me because my former partner Sam, he had to take another business. So right now I'm in charge of the company myself. I'm really just restarting the company that's been there for 5 years. So I'm in that stage of kind of renewing the company.
Cool. You did it with 10 seconds to spare.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks.
Just a tap dance real quick and we're good, right? Awesome. Well, thanks for your pitch and your responses. And we're ready to move on
Thank you.
to the next pitcher. I believe that's Tink with Quince and Quan.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
So I apologize. I had trouble starting up. So does the time start now?
No, whenever you get your pitch deck up and you start talking, then Tim will give you 3 minutes. And then at the end of the 3, we'll have each judge give you a question or question and a half. And then just write those down. And we'll have each judge give you 1 question or so. And then you have 2 minutes to answer questions. And so really, once you start your pitch, you have 3 minutes. And once you start answering questions, you have 2.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to improvise with the pitch deck, but I have something right here. Apologize for the delay.
While you're, give you a couple more seconds to find it. Judges, are you
Sure.
up to date on your score sheets?
All good.
Okay. So
So are you going to share a screen?
yes, just a
Okay.
second. All right. Let me share my screen.
And then once you start talking, Tim will put the 3 minutes on the clock for you. Okay.
All right. So I'll begin before I share my screen so we can start.
Okay.
All right. So my name is Tink Wilds, and I actually created a line called Quince and Quan. It is an organic hair and scalp treatment that allows people to repair their scalp and grow their hair naturally. So I actually worked with farmers in order to create these products directly from seeds and participate in several farmers markets and vegan events to promote the product. So over the course of my 1.5 years in business, I've been featured in Virginia Peninsula magazine and newspaper, as well as Channel 3 news. And I've had a lot of customers actually who I feel like spoke better about the situation than I ever could, who let me know what they felt about the product. A lot of cancer patients have let me know that it is actually helping them, and because it's benefiting them, I continue to create the product. So actually what I have here is my Quince and Quan, sorry, I have my Quince and Quan Facebook site that actually discusses the things that some of my customers have mentioned. Can you hear the video? No. All right. Well, then we'll stop sharing that. So, but anyways, sorry about that. So some of the things that my customers have said, former, like I said, alopecia patients, chemo patients, I've had that actually on YouTube, and there are several videos on YouTube and several sponsored videos now on Facebook and Instagram. So what I'm looking for from this is actually to be able to promote the product more. In the short time that I've been in business, the year and a half, I've actually been able to gain over a little over 10,000 in profit during the first year. And the natural hair business is actually a $1 billion industry. And so because of that, there's a lot of room for everybody. And you often hear things that say, for example, there's a McDonald's, there's a Burger King, there's a lot of different burger places. So people often say that about hair products as well. I think it's all about the drive and what you actually do with it and how it's made. So for me, like I said, I think what makes me different is the fact that I make it from scratch. I make every oil directly from seeds. I actually speak to each customer and let each customer know how it's made, and they get an information packet directly in their package.
Perfect
Okay,
time.
that's time. Thanks, Tink. You have something to write down some questions because
I
judges.
do.
Okay, cool. So we're going to start with Rachel this time.
All right, thank you, Tink, for the pitch. What is your sales goal for the next, say, 6 months, and how are you going to reach that goal?
Okay. Next is Ian.
So where are you sourcing your seeds from now, and how do you plan to do that as you grow and continue to scale?
And Marty.
Okay, so first off, you get extra points for having the coolest name on the event today. The second thing is, Tim Ryan is known for having the best hair in Hampton Roads. I'm curious to see what would happen if he used it. My real question is, do you have any sort of clinical evidence that this stuff works better than some other competing products?
So the first question, actually the sales goal for the 6 months and how I plan to reach it. At this time, I think my sales goal in a very minimalist type of way is to always exceed what I've done prior, right? So my sales goal for the next 6 months is hopefully to do double what I've done during Corona when everything was closed. Where am I sourcing my seeds from? Actually, a farmer in California. We work closely together to ensure that it's organic. They have several rules there about the seeds being raw and the way that they are sold and created. The clinical evidence, I don't have any clinical evidence at this time other than my customers who are not friends or anything of mine, just customers. And then of course I have my own evidence. That's something that I'd like to do as well. The cool names, I have to give that to my sons because they're actually both of my sons' names, Quince and Quan, and all the products are actually named after my grandmother and my cousin, so Lady H and Rail. So.
Okay. How much more time we have, Tim?
There's 1 minute left.
I'll go.
Yeah, you got anything that you left out of your pitch you want to throw in?
Oh, no problem. So actually, I am actually, one of the times I was here and I did a pitch for you all, somebody had mentioned that they didn't invest in Google. And because they didn't invest in Google, they felt like they missed that unicorn project. And so one of the things I did directly after that was create a product called Unicorn.
Very cool.
So I thought that it was just kind of an incentive to try and get bigger and better.
Okay. That must have been Marco Rubin.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I know him well.
And that's time.
Okay, great. Thanks, Tink.
Thanks.
Okay, judges, have you updated your sheets and everything? And we'll get the next person ready, who is Stephen with Rain Commons. I see him on the screen. So judges, are you ready? I can't see anybody, so.
Oh, sorry. Do you want me to unshare my screen?
I'm ready.
Or?
No, I think, Marty, you ready? Ian and Rachel, you ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great. Go ahead, Stephen.
Awesome. Thank you. There are 565 multifamily buildings in the Hampton Roads community, and most of them upload and download data on the internet. Some of these places have Wi-Fi. That's a lot of Wi-Fi signals. Have you ever had problems on a Zoom meeting or maybe watching TV? Well, that's probably because of your internet connection. My name is Stephen Guglielmo, and at 10, my love for computers started. At 18, I took $2,000 and made a reoccurring revenue stream of $10,000 a year. And today, I introduce to you the next level of internet service. Our hardware, along with our software, comes together to deliver seamless internet and content to the end user. Blazing fast is an understatement. We leverage 5G and fiber to bring next-gen, low-latency, 1 gigabyte upload and download speed, much different than your traditional gigablast that you're used to hearing. We have an app that brings the next level computing to devices. And our target market is gamers, content creators, photographers, and small businesses. We're a business to customer business model. And we're gonna start off in apartment buildings and office buildings. We're gonna partner and revenue share with those buildings so we can quickly and cost effectively scale. We're gonna use direct mail to directly solicit residents and tenants with the help of the landlords. Through our Google Ads campaigns, we have identified an age range of 25 to 34, most of which have smart devices in their home. We have a minimum viable product, and we're ready to bring it to the next level. School buses are being deployed in areas to bring Wi-Fi to people. We want to be the permanent solution to faster, more affordable internet. And we would love to have you join us in scaling our network. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Stephen. If you want to unshare your screen there, get everybody in. And once that's done, and we can start with Ian asking some questions, but we'll wait for you to get that. There you go. If you got something to take notes, Stephen, that'd be great. And then the judges will fire some questions at you. So go ahead, Ian.
All right, Stephen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So how are you offering cheaper service than the big names that have economies of scale?
And Marty?
Yeah, I'm a little confused. What are you actually selling? If I buy your stuff, what am I getting?
And Rachel?
All right, thank you, Stephen, for the pitch. Along the same vein as the first two questions, how are you going to get consumers to switch to Rain Commons?
And Stephen, whenever you're ready to start answering, Tim will give you 2 minutes.
So we're selling internet, but we have multiple revenue streams. One of which is an application that's a monthly fee. It's a subscription-based model. We also have another subscription-based model that is internet, $55 a month service, average of $55 a month, and that in the app is average of $17 a month. We're gonna get customers to switch because we're targeting 5 buildings at a time, right? There's huge incentive when you start getting into partnering with landlords to bring in other people, right? Once you get into a building, half the problem is gone. After you get into a building, your audience is opened up and most people are not happy with their current internet service provider. So that's really how we're getting customers to switch. And we're advertising with Google Google Ads, and direct mail. We're offering we're offering cheaper internet because we are aggregating internet and creating our own fiber and air fiber backbone. A backbone is something that connects multiple times and is redundant and allows more internet to be received in one location that you're paying for somewhere else, but that you're receiving in that location.
Awesome. 7 seconds
Okay.
left.
Okay, thanks, Stephen.
Yeah.
So I have on my clock here, I have 6:50. So we're due for a 10-minute break. So let's come back right on the dot at 7, and we'll pick up with Cuisini. Okay? And judges, remember to update your sheets. Awesome. See you in a few minutes. See you in 10 minutes. Hi, Rachel.
Hey, Gary. So I guess you're surviving the weather, huh?
Yeah, it just rained a bunch, but it looks like the thunderstorms moved off. They stayed at Tim's house.
I really thought we were going to lose power. I was super concerned. I mean, the hail was bouncing off our windows like crazy.
Oh no, Tim, you had hail?
Really? Wow.
Oh man.
Did it hurt your solar panels?
I don't know. I mean, our backyard's flooded. I mean, it's crazy.
Really? I got blue skies in Norfolk.
I mean, the skies are still pretty ominous out there. I mean,
wow.
Okay, are we all back? I think TK is up.
Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me?
What's
Who's last?
that?
Can you guys hear me, see me?
you look great.
Look great, right? It's sunny where I'm at right now.
Okay, are you ready?
Give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
We can.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me do
Judges
this.
all ready? Okay, floor is yours, TK.
All right, welcome to Cuisine, guys. So last year, over 100,000 restaurants closed permanently. That shows how risky and challenging the restaurant industry is. And when it comes to traveling international, it is very limited. It takes a lot of time and money. So I have some friends that never left their home states or even traveled internationally. And last but not least, our cultural knowledge is getting lost like one generation after the other. Yet we claim that we are like the most diverse country in the world. Well, this is about to change. I want you guys to be introduced to Cuisine. Cuisine is the solution that will bring all neighborhoods together where we can travel within our neighborhood across the world and experiencing the most authentic food out there. It will help preserve our cultural heritage as well as create a new layer of entrepreneurs. I want you guys to meet Layla. Her background, she's from Morocco. Within her circle and family, she's the best cook and chef out there. Everybody comes in and she's known for her cooking. She's always been inspired to open her own restaurants, but unfortunately, because she's a dedicated mom and loving wife, there is no way she can do so because of the high risk, money that it will take, and also like the dedication, devotion they has to do to the business. So instead, Cuisine will come here to help her and take her talent to the entire world. I want you guys to meet the team. My name is Tawfiq Haddadi. I'm the CEO and founder. And also we have Joelle McLaughlin. She's a co-founder and CMO. And together with our families, we're hoping and planning to take Cuisine to the next level. Our business model is very simple. It's going to be free for the guests because they have to pay the host for the experience. But then for the host, they would have like 3 different packages. Depends on how many bookings they will do every month. It's going to range between $12 all the way to $160 a month. Our execution plan will be to build an audience within the next couple of months, as well as develop a website and then launch over the remaining of the year through one of our local supporters here. I did a quick survey just to show you how diverse we are. I live in a community that have about 350 families, and we found that we have over 20 countries represented within our neighborhood. And then when I asked them about the Moroccan food, guess what? More than half of them never tried Moroccan food, and then the other half had to go out of town to make that happen. So in conclusion, Cuisine is a culinary and cultural platform that will connect food fanatics from all different backgrounds and help preserve cultures through culinary experiences right in our neighborhoods. So judges, are you ready to help us take Cuisine to the next level? Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, TK. If you want to unshare your screen, that'd be great. There you go. Okay, and just be prepared to write down some things the judges are going to ask you. And we'll start with Marty.
First off, you get extra points for having the best hat.
That's it.
Okay, Moroccan food. What's next? How do you decide to do the next culture, the next culture, the next culture? I've been all over the world, and I love lots of different foods. So how do you decide what's next and what's next?
Okay, Rachel?
Thank you, TK, for the pitch. Can you walk us through exactly how you bring this food experience to customers?
And Ian.
So if a chef sort of gains an audience on your platform, how do you prevent them from just leaving and, taking you out of the whole equation with their audience they created?
Sorry, say that again.
So if a chef, builds an audience on your platform, how do you prevent them from just, jumping off and not having to, share the payment structure with you at all and just taking all the money for themselves?
Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much, judges. So I will start with question number one. So it's not Moroccan was just an example. So when it's going to open to all cultures. The strategy is we're going to start with one neighborhood, all cultures. Basically, imagine like your neighborhood that you live in, and you take your clubhouse. We put like a commercial kitchen there, and then boom, it's open to the entire neighborhood, right? So it can be from I don't know, Croatia. It can be from Turkey. It can be from anywhere in the world. You have basically chefs from all over the place. So it's not restricted to Morocco. It's going to be neighborhood or area of growth. When it comes to the customer, it's like Uber or it's like any other platform. Yeah, if they decide to build a clientele and go off on their own, there is nothing I can do about that. But what they're going to lose is the credibility of like the system, like the way they get rated and to maintain that, But as far as that goes, there is nothing we can do on that end. And then as far as like the experience, imagine you go to your best friend and they're from, I don't know, Nigeria. They open their door, they see their house. They have like a room dedicated to the experience. They have like the food come in. So basically, it's like you're entering their door, and then all of a sudden you're in Venezuela or you're in Colombia or so. It's hospitality at its finest. So we're creating the experience around the food, because the minute you show food, that's it, So it's no brainer. I'm sure you guys know people from all over the world. And when you go to their homes, it's like you're entering a totally different world. And yet we live in the most diverse country in the world, but we're so disconnected today more than ever. When I did that survey in my neighborhood, oh my God, they were so happy. They even brought out food without even bringing food. So the sky is the limit, and we're ready to take it one neighborhood at a time, starting hopefully with the 757 area. Thank you very much.
Perfect timing.
Okay. Thanks, TK. All right, our next pitcher is Chris with Pocket Properties. The judges, are you all ready? Have you updated your sheets and stuff? So let's hang on 1 second, just while you get set up, Chris.
Awesome. I'm pretty old school. I was gonna say it's a 3-minute pitch, so we're just gonna go off just gonna recite our standard pitch here.
Okay, so just hang on for judges to be ready.
Absolutely.
I'll let you know when they give me the thumbs up. Marty's good. You good, Ian? Okay. And Rachel's ready. So the floor is yours, Chris.
Awesome. So real estate is the third largest industry in the world. It's actually valued at $228 trillion. However, right now, very few people can actually participate in that market. While investing in our own community, myself and our COO, Stan, we saw many of the barriers that plague the entry, many of the barriers to entry that plague the industry. And with this in mind, we created Pocket Properties with the intent of democratizing real estate and helping underserved communities build generational wealth while providing environmentally friendly and affordable housing. So Pocket Properties is a mobile-focused platform that allows users to buy and trade fractional shares of real estate for less than $10. Now, when asking both novice and experienced investors, we were able to identify 4 major issues, and that was cost, lack of knowledge, illiquidity, and lack of availability. Now, when we began developing Pocket Properties, these issues were at the forefront of our minds. We wanted to address cost as a barrier. Initially, we wanted to address cost as a barrier, right? By breaking real estate down into shares that can be purchased for as low as $10, we give everyone access to the market. This also solved the liquidity problem, allowing for prices to shift and change based on market data. Our platform utilizes a data-driven secondary market that allows our users to execute trades, creating even more liquidity in our market. Lastly, we needed to make a product that was simple, really simple, simple enough that like a Reddit day trader could use it. And we do that by ensuring the experience is completely passive, by providing pre-curated and professionally managed properties with data in a digestible and familiar format. Now, Pocket Properties currently has over 550 waitlist members, and that list is growing by 40 to 50 users every single day. This growth has allowed us to reach a $1 million valuation in just 3 short months with less than $1,000 of ad spend. I appreciate everybody taking the time to learn about Pocket Properties. And with that, I'll kind of open it up to any questions that you guys might have.
Okay, thanks, Chris. So get ready to write down some questions. We're going to start with Rachel with the first question.
All right. Thank you, Chris, for the pitch. What intellectual property do you have?
We'll go to Ian.
So what are your regulation hurdles? Do you have to be a registered investment agent? And how are you different from a REIT?
A related question. So I'm an investor. I like to know what I'm investing in. What information do I get from you that gives me a sense that the investment is viable, is valuable, is something I want to put my money into?
So Chris, whenever you want to start, Tim will give you 2 minutes on the clock.
Perfect. I just wanted to make sure I got those down. As far as intellectual property goes, we do have competitors in the market. So as far as the actual development of the product, there's nothing that's necessarily proprietary there. What is proprietary in this industry is acquisition strategy. So that's the main thing that it differentiates us from our competitors is our acquisition strategy. And that's, to be frank with you, is one of the main issues in this industry with our competition is just lack of variety on their platform. So our acquisition strategy is geared to provide a lot of variety. So that would be the closest thing that we have to IP or something that is proprietary. Then as far as regulatory hurdles, our COO, he's super meticulous. I typically defer to him on some of the regulatory questions, but however, we use various regulations through the SEC, typically not CF. We're using like A+, things like that, that allow us to purchase, spend more than $5 million on projects and things like that. But and how are we different than a REIT? We offer monthly dividend payouts. So with a traditional REIT, that's still, you're getting paid quarterly dividends. With us, you're getting monthly payouts. And then also the typical return on a REIT is about 3 to 4%. And then if you're going any higher than that, it's a pretty risky REIT. Our returns are, they're on par with the average REIT's returns, and we can honestly, depending on how we, mess with our acquisition strategy, we can improve those returns as well too. And then as far as what info do we get when investing in the property, it's going to be traditionally any information that you would need when.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Judges, give you a few minutes to update your Google Sheets. And our next picture, while their judges are finishing up, is Christopher. Oh, no. Tim, is Samson's Crown not happening?
That's what I have on the list as next.
Is Samson's Crown?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I have as well.
Okay, I'm here.
Are you there? Okay.
Yes,
So don't share your screen yet, and we'll wait for the judges to give me the thumbs up, and then we'll turn it over to you. Marty's good. Ian's good. You good, Rachel? Okay, Samson's Crown is all yours. Is that Becky?
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's all yours, Becky.
Facts. Last year in the United States, 1,800,000 people were diagnosed with cancer. Of that, 405,000 cases were new. And alarming enough, 1,600 people die every single day. These numbers are large and alarming, but the fact is people are living longer with cancer every single day. My name is Becky Stiles. I'm the proud owner of Hampton Roads' first commercial wig boutique, where I specialize in hair replacements for cancer and people suffering from medical hair loss. As a business owner, I wear many hats, one of which was a caretaker for my father with prostate cancer. And I thought to myself while taking care of him, where would he have been without me? Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Samson's Crown. Samson's Crown is a 3-part project that is set up generally just for gentlemen. We will specialize in the aesthetics that men need before, during, and after cancer treatment. We will educate the gentleman on positive hair treatments, because some people don't realize that gentlemen have to still go to work during cancer. As a provider, as a person of the strength of the family, where does he turn to when he needs assistance? Where will he go when he needs medical treatment? We realize steel sharpens steel. We will invoke a system to where gentlemen can rely on each other, helping them to evolve into the gentlemen they need to be to once regain who they were before their cancer treatment. We will educate them on meal prep. We will educate them on skincare. We will educate them on social services in the community. We will offer those services through our campaign as being a nonprofit organization. We realize that men are not included in the realm of skincare, hair care, and aesthetics when they're going through cancer treatment. Samson's Crown will be that venue in the neighborhood that will be able to provide these services at a no to low cost for the gentlemen that come to us through medical systems such as Centera, such as Oversee. We are partnering with our community to find these people through cancer services or home healthcare services. So we will provide that shelter, that place of comfort. Samson's Crown will be that place where gentlemen reign.
Okay, thank you, Becky.
Yeah.
We're right on time, Tim?
Yep, 10 seconds to spare. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Becky. So Becky, judges are going to ask you some questions. You want to jot these down. And we're going to start with Ian this time.
Becky, thank you. It's very easy to get behind your cause. Can you expand a little bit on, in terms of hair care and skin care, I understand the value prop for hair, but for skin, how is it specific to cancer patients?
Well,
So Becky, you write it down and then we'll get all three of them at the same time.
Gotcha.
Okay. So when you get that written down, let me know. We'll go on to Marty, number 2.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, Marty.
Yeah, so I love a good nonprofit as much as anybody, but no money, no mission. How do you make money to keep this thing going?
Okay. And then we'll, when you're ready, we'll finish up with Rachel.
Okay.
Okay, Rachel.
All right, thank you, Becky, for your pitch. I wrote down a handful of questions and then you answered them, so I had to scratch them out. But the final question that I landed on is, what type of property setup do you need and how much is that going to cost you?
Okay, so Becky, when you're ready, just fire away and Tim will put 2 minutes on the clock for you.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Well, with the specialized specifics for skincare, we'll use a non-medical holistic approach. I have tapped into, being that I am a cosmetologist and a business owner, I've tapped into different organizations that specifically I can partner with that will provide me the specifics that gentlemen need, because their skin is a lot different, especially through cancer treatment. So I've tapped into the resources to whereas we can have our supply kits when gentlemen come in to give them different treatment options. The way we're going to make money is through charity donation, fundraising events, such as the one we have planned on the 18th of April. For our property right now, I'm partnered with a salon in Hampton Roads so that we can have a place where gentlemen can come. As the business grows, we're able to add on, then we will be able to accommodate a building. To start up something like that, to acquire a building, I'm looking in the community, the cost will probably be estimated about $50,000.
Anything you left out? You got 45 seconds.
Also, we will make money through charitable giving, fundraising events, and also, like I said, partner with some of the organizations that give to charities such as this. So that's what we plan to do, just for the gentlemen in our lives.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Becky. Okay. Next is Christopher. You ready, Christopher? Let's give the judges a second just so they can finish working on their score sheets. And when they give me the thumbs up, I'll let you know and you can share your screen. Marty's good.
Okay. I don't have a screen to share, so.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I'll let you know when they tell me they're ready. And Rachel's ready. Ian's ready. The floor is yours, Christopher.
Okay, 1 second here. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. Did you know 81% of consumers stated product quality and design was the most important factor in purchasing streetwear? Unfortunately, for most independent brands, the process of manufacturing custom goods and designing a product from scratch can be a true headache. I know this from experience. As a custom screen printer for over 5 years that specialized in providing streetwear brands with fully custom goods, my customers and I are still underserved by traditional wholesale catalogs that focus primarily on providing promotional items for larger corporations. This lack of focus on streetwear, a market that grew from $50 billion to $185 billion over 2015 to 2019, and is still expected to grow significantly over the next 5 years, has left a bottleneck for screen printers and independent brands, leading to loss of opportunity, time, and an inability to consistently deliver quality goods up to the standard of streetwear consumers. To combat this problem, my solution is simple: develop an online catalog titled QualityUrbanGoods.com specifically for independent brands and screen printers that saves our consumers time and money when searching for retail quality wholesale apparel, allows our consumers to source unique fashion-forward products from reliable manufacturers, and centralizes the necessary resources for our consumers to sustain and develop an independent brand. One of our competitors, an online catalog named S&S Activewear, who primarily focuses on corporate promo items, was recently acquired in early 2021 after earning $1 billion in revenue and experiencing a 5-year, year-over-year annual growth rate of 21.8%. One of their lead execs attributed their success to accurately anticipating the industry's growing predilection for retail quality and fashion-forward brands. With the laser-like focus on solving the pain points of our target market, I'm confident QualityUrbanGoods.com will be able to sustain long-term growth and differentiate itself from competitors like S&S Activewear by expanding into additional wholesale markets and developing a vertical marketplace that specifically catered towards the needs of our consumers. Some additional needs for our consumers include access to a skilled fashion designer with experience creating spec sheets and working with manufacturers, access to graphic designer who cater towards streetwear clients, and business processes like simple Excel spreadsheet templates that can be sold which track inventory and cost of goods sold. Something else can include digital design tools that simplify the design process. Some characteristics of our consumer include independent artists, entertainers, and screen printers between the ages 18 to 30 with political views that are likely independent, liberal, or apolitical. They are looking to either start or develop a brand and are in favor of supporting independent and minority-owned businesses that invest back into the urban community. Some of their interests include urban culture, streetwear, sports, and becoming business owners. As an entrepreneur who started 2 businesses in the past, I understand my team is important to achieving great success. Currently, my organization consists of a lead fashion designer with 5+ years experience as a key buyer for startup fashion brands in San Francisco and 2 video interns to lead our marketing department.
That's time.
All right, thanks, Christopher.
Thank you.
You got something to take some notes for some questions?
Yes.
Okay, and we'll start with Marty. We'll start with Marty this time.
Yeah, nicely done. You checked a bunch of the boxes. You talked about competition. You talked about the value proposition. You didn't talk about the revenue model. How do you make money on this?
Okay, and then we'll go to Rachel.
Yeah, thank you, Christopher, for the pitch. How do you become the next big thing, right? And what I mean by that is really what's the path that you have to take in order to get this widely, to have this spread widely and actually get on the radar of as many people as you need to use your platform.
And Ian.
Chris, good to see you. You mentioned one of your differentiators as, access to fashion designers and graphic designers, but, a person doesn't scale. So how do you meet that as you grow?
Okay, thank you for the questions. Okay, to address the revenue model. So to enter the market, we're looking at, positioning ourselves as a digital catalog. With that being said, we're considering a subscription-based model. This would be between $15 to $25, and it would be quarterly. So every quarter we would look to, refresh the catalog and offer new resources and things like that to continue to engage our consumers and keep them subscribed. This is different than, say, SNS Activewear, who puts a markup on their goods. So we believe that by keeping our catalog subscription-based, we will be able to provide our consumers with lower unit costs, which will allow them greater margins. So how do we plan to grow? So our plan on growth is, mainly focusing on that niche of our target market. And we are structuring the business in a way that, we're only sourcing apparel. So unlike manufacturers who have to invest in tons of, equipment and can only specialize in a certain type of good. So if a manufacturer creates apparel, they just create apparel, or if they create leather goods, they just create leather goods. We're able to bring a wide range of products for our consumers so that, so we're able to bring a wide range of products to our consumers and not invest too much in equipment. And by not investing too much in equipment, we'll be able to invest in our marketing. So we want to produce original content that caters to our target market, and also targeted ads for sites like Spotify or someone on YouTube that's searching, how do I start an apparel brand, or how do I design a product? So by knowing our clients' interests, we feel like we can target ads that will cater to them and get them to click on our site. The second one was fashion. Oh my goodness.
There you go. It's rapid fire here, boys. All right. So we're gonna let the judges finish up their notes in on their Google Docs, and then we're gonna kick them out of here.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna turn it over to Tim.
Judges should have a link in their direct messages, so you can leave the webinar, go to your next Zoom meeting, deliberate, and then rejoin. And it looks like our panel went down by a couple, so it looks like they're gone.
Ian's not gone yet.
Get out of here, Ian.
Scram. You're not welcome here.
Be careful, I might not come back.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
See you guys.
See you, bye. Tim, it's all yours.
Well, it looks like Rachel rejoined us, so I think that check your.
Yeah, I somehow didn't quite capture the link, so and it's not showing up in chat because I left. So
let me
again. Sorry about that.
Well, I'm taking care of that. If anyone has any questions that you would like to add or ask, throw that in the Q&A box.
Happened to me too, Tim.
And I know Shakir, if you have anything that you want to
While you're doing that, Tim, I would just like to thank everyone for coming out and being a part of this. My name is Shakir Johnson. I serve as the business retention coordinator for the City of Newport News. So, of course, on behalf of our Department of Development and our Director, Florence Kingston, we'd just like to thank everyone for participating, along with the other localities as well, the City of Williamsburg, James City County, York County, also the City of Poquoson. We try to do this each year to, of course, increase our ecosystem for entrepreneurship in the region. And the pitches that have been done tonight they've been phenomenal. They've been really great. We've seen them get better over the years. Everybody mentioned something at some point, I think, that we can all identify with. Stephen talked about fast internet processing. Becky and Tink, you all talked about hair care products. So who does that not touch? Eric, you talked about having a meeting tomorrow. I think Tink talked about being on Channel 3. So this already shows that you all already have some traction and that everyone is really thinking their ideas through. So we really appreciate that. And again, we're just glad to be a part of this and consider this a safe zone and safe space. We're really proud that Gary and Tim spend the time that they're doing. They do a wonderful job in the Pitch Perfect session. So if you all have never attended any of the Pitch Perfect sessions, please come out, participate in that, because you will learn something. Even if you decide not to pitch in November, you always get something to take away from it. So again, thanks for participating. And again, this is a safe zone. So feel free to share, answer questions, and have fun.
Yeah, thanks, Shakir. And so to Shakir's point, the next Pitch Perfect we have set up is March 31st. You can head to startpeninsula.com and register for that. And for those that did not know, if you don't advance to the finals in November, you're encouraged to take another swing at the bat and reapply for our April 21st micro pitch session. We understand that this isn't easy, and the micro pitch the Pitch Perfect will certainly help folks out. And this is just the very first journey of your entrepreneurial steps. So the whole purpose of this is to validate your business idea. So that
Hey, Tim, if I could just say real quick, and I'd be remiss, I accidentally left out the city of Hampton. So I need to correct that because, of course, Hampton is great in this too as well. So I just needed to correct that. Everybody, please charge that to my head, not my heart. So just want to make sure I threw that in there too as well.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's awesome to have the localities on board to do this. I mean, this is really, it's unprecedented in terms of the support. This is our 9th year doing this, everybody. And for this to happen is really cool. This being our 9th year, $16 million of capital has been raised from companies that have gone on to, that have participated in Start Peninsula. This is the next step is to go to an accelerator so that your company can become more investable, so that you learn the things that you need to learn, so that if raising capital is on your plans, that you're able to do that. We've had a Shark Tank appearance and deal with Mark Cuban and Lori. Drew was our keynote speaker last year in November. So just to be able to see companies start with just an idea and then progress through the whole process is really, really special to see. So you take advantage of the opportunities that you have here. Speaking of opportunities, just within the last week, we had patent portfolio builders step up. They really want to be a part of the entrepreneurial fabric across the region. So they specialize in IP and patent law. So any of the pitchers tonight, they opened up their doors to sit down and talk to you about your IP. That was one of the questions that the judges had earlier today, was about IP. And I can tell you, as I've transitioned into the investing world, one of the first things parts of due diligence is checking the IP to make sure that everything is set, because it's going to become very, very difficult to raise money if you don't have all your IP squared away. So patent portfolio builders, super thrilled to have them on board again this year. And then what we're doing again this year as well for each micro pitch, we have 4 of these, the top 3 from each micro pitch, with our partnership with the Hampton Roads Small Business Development Center and Crimdell, which is a student-led organization at William & Mary. Each of those top 3 businesses, they will get 20 hours of work from Crimdell. So those are all MBA students, typically second-year students that, I mean, I manage that team. They're first class. I mean, they will do the research that you need. They will do, I mean, they can come up with revenue models, spreadsheets. I mean, these folks can, they're the real deal. They're chomping at the bit to help people out. So it's really great to have them on board. To get 20 hours of work from them is outstanding. Yeah.
Hey, just want to second that what you just said about Crimdell. I got a first taste of that last year, and tremendous help. Also, I posted a couple things on the chat. I'm looking for junior developer that's willing from the area. So if they know anybody that wants to put in their time and sweat into the next unicorn, please give them my contact information and.
Yeah, and that said, any of the to the attendees that are watching and listening, if you have any questions that you have for any of the people that pitched tonight, tag the company in the chat so that you can start that communication and dialogue. We understand. I mean, the virtual thing on Zoom is really cool, but we do miss. Typically, what happens during this time when we would meet in person is this is when all the meeting and greeting would take place and teams would be formed. So this is the next best thing. So tag the company that you're looking to ask questions and go ahead and reach out. Trying to see, I see something pop up in chat. Awesome. Anyone else have any questions about the process? What?
I actually wanted to know more about the IP and the patent information. And I guess you said you were partnering with someone. So I'm definitely interested in that. Could you provide us more information or?
Yeah,
Well, actually, what is IP? So,
yeah,
I'm thinking from the technology standpoint.
Yeah, it's IP's your intellectual property. It's your trade secrets, if you will. It's your secret sauce on how you go about doing things. And the thing that is really interesting is that when a company forms, what you should be doing with every person that you bring on board, any contractor, anything like that, is to ensure that you have documentation signed stating that everything that the IP, the secret sauce belongs to you, the business owner, so that you're protected. The last thing that you want to do is 5 years from now, when you're a multi-million-dollar company, you worked with somebody and they're like, hey, these guys are doing really well right now. That was my idea. I was the person that came up with that name. So you want to make sure that you're protected from that standpoint. So they will work with you to make sure that you have all that stuff.
Yeah, I have one more question, but I typically use non-disclosures. Is that similar? Or?
Yeah, I mean, non-disclosure it's a different beast. That.
Okay. My other question. So I recently was just wondering what your thoughts were, I guess, on acquiring at this stage, in the beginning of business, public relations people or a manager because I feel like they're similar sometimes. Do you have thoughts on if a small business should acquire a manager or public relations and how that might benefit
I mean, my take really is focus on generating revenue, focus on sales. And what I would do is before you bring on anybody like that, start putting money aside, however much you think that you would pay. Say that you're going to bring them on as a contractor and you want to pay them $1,000 a month. I would focus on taking $1,000, even if it was setting up a separate bank account, and start paying $1,000 into that separate bank account to prove that you have the financial model is right, so that you can start paying that person. Because the last thing that I would want you to experience is a lot of people are really, really quick to go out and jump out and start adding all these different things, but they don't have the sales or revenue to support all the bells and whistles that they want to bring on board. So I would really focus on revenue first, make sure that your business model is sound, make sure that you can afford everything, and then you can start looking at those types of things. But the big thing is focus on customers, focus on revenue, and then focusing on what's called a runway. So what your runway is, it's kind of like your rainy day fund. I mean, perfect case in point is what happened with COVID. A lot of the margins from that these companies were working on are so small that as soon as these businesses were closed for 2 weeks to a month, they started shutting the doors down because they ran out of money. So you want to focus on building that runway. So how you determine what your runway is, it's how much you spend per month divided by how much money you have in your bank account. You divide those numbers, and whatever that is, that's how many months of runway that you have. And especially as you're investing money, you want to make sure that your runway is, 18 months would be great. One, you can weather storms a whole lot easier if something like the COVID were to happen. And two, as you're raising money, investors will say, oh, okay, you have 18 months. That means that you can survive, because investors, the last thing they want to do is invest in a company that has 1 month or 2 months, 3 months of runway. Then they run out of money. And then that founder, they only have a couple options. They either can go back to the investor and say, hey, I need more money or else I'm going to go out of business. So then that kind of forces the investor's hand of, well, I either give you more money or I lose everything that I've already invested. So the more runway that you have, the less risk there is for the investor, and that makes you more attractive to become investable. So that was a long answer to your question as far as what you want to do, but I mean, the foundation of business is really, really important.
It was helpful.
Great. And this is, for those that didn't know, this has been broadcast on our YouTube channel. And if anybody wants a copy of their pitch so that you can refer back to it and learn from it, improve, then you will be sending those links out as well.
And just know that those of you who have never watched your performance, it's a very humbling and sobering experience. But I highly recommend it, because then you know what everybody else sees and hears. And you don't have to watch it with anybody else, because it's already been broadcast on Facebook. So, or YouTube, whatever it's on. So lots of people have seen it.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it with anybody else, just the rest of YouTube and all of the internet.
That's right.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's very painful, but it's so beneficial. The other thing that I would, as you folks start going down your journey, is you should be pitching as much as you can to everybody that you run into. And so some of the things that I tell people to do is every single time you pitch, start taking an inventory of the questions that people are asking you. And so you can identify those patterns. And so if you keep on getting the same question, then there's a really good chance that you need to add that statement into your pitch so that you can clarify that question. Little things like that. I would also keep a spreadsheet of all the investors that you talk to as well. And what I tell folks to do is once a month, send an email out to all the people that you've pitched to in the past and just give them a status update. This is what our wins were for the month. This is some of the challenges that we have, and this is the help that we're looking for. Just to keep that communication channel open. A lot of time, investors, all the investors out there right now, they're looking for deals. They're looking for deal flow. So it's not necessarily a matter of they're not interested in investing. It just may not be the right time. They may be looking for a certain milestone that you hit. And don't treat relationships with investors as a one and done transaction. Keep the conversation going. And it's not taking advantage of their time, just a really quick email once a month, just let them know what your status is. And the beautiful thing about the entrepreneurial community is that everyone is there to help one another. And if you don't let people know what help you need, then no one knows how they can help you. And you'd be amazed at how much people are willing to help. You just have to let them know. I'm glad that I wasn't a judge tonight, because I know that that was going to be tough deliberations. But we did sell out of pitchers tonight, and I would expect that we will sell out of pitcher slots in April as well. So don't give up for those that don't advance. And seriously, I encourage everybody to try again.
Hey, Tim, can I ask just a quick question? Can we find out if from any of the pitches, if there's any resource or anything that we can offer, that Start can offer you, anything that comes to mind that would be helpful as you're trying to grow your business and kind of some of your next steps? Is there a resource, anything you would like for us to bring forward as we're doing Start, even outside of Start itself, that we could offer to help you out?
I would like to have technical resources, internet, internet marketing, things of that nature. Something to, help you grow it and get the word out about, your business.
I was basically going to say marketing as well. I think being able to get things visible definitely helps your business. Whether it be a connection with somebody who has a lot of people on their social media, a lot of followers, or being able to connect to, someone in the newsroom. Those things are.
Yeah, with that, it just dawned on me that I have not introduced myself, and some of you probably are wondering why in the world would I even listen to this guy? So I've been with Start Peninsula from the very beginning, and during that time, I mean, like the judges, I've heard thousands of pitches. I've helped hundreds of businesses. I'm also the executive director for an organization called startwheel.org. So Startwheel, I mean, that's the entrepreneurial community. So leverage Startwheel. The other thing, you all are now Start Peninsula alum. So keep the communication open with Startwheel. Keep the communication open with Start Peninsula so that we can help be that marketing arm. If you have a press release, if you have a win, share that with those organizations so that we can help you all succeed. So follow us on social media, Start Peninsula, Startwheel, and leverage us. And I've been in the community for a long time. And I'm happy to help anybody however I can, as is all the localities that participate. I mean, it's one of the great things is that you probably don't even realize in the audience, you have all the economic development directors and the key staff that are watching tonight. And when they hear that you're looking for a certain thing, then they spring into action, and they can open up a lot of doors and help you all with the things that you need. And I'll I'll throw my contact information in the chat.
Happy to talk about me if you want me to talk about me. I'm not just a professional MC or anything. No, Tim and I do the Start Peninsula things, the Pitch Perfects. But I have a business, communication consulting business. So I work with people on their presentation skills and public speaking skills. So if you come to Pitch Perfect, you will get that. You'll get that for free. So
I hear dinging.
I hear dinging.
We must have. It's like the white smoke is rising from the Vatican. We have the new Pope has been declared.
Yes, the new Pope has been declared. So Tim, do you want to announce the new Pope, or do you want me to do that?
I mean, well, do we want to build some suspense? And do the judges have anything that they would like to share first?
Yeah, without revealing who you selected, you could just, if the judges have some general feedback, that would be helpful to everyone, including folks who are watching. That would be really cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll start. We heard some fantastic pitches tonight. Thank you all for your time. There seem to be some exciting ventures that are going on. It is, I appreciate it very much when I hear the passion that y'all deliver your pitches with, the passion for your ideas. And I think that in terms of what's to come next, I think that we'll see, regardless of the outcome of tonight and regardless of the outcome of the entire Start Peninsula results, I think that we're going to see some fantastic ventures start to take shape because of y'all. So thank you.
Yeah, and I would also like to say, I recognize it's one thing to critique a business. It's a whole nother thing to actually run a business. And it's a lot easier sitting in this chair at sometimes. So, and I also like to say that, you know, pitching is a skill and it should always evolve. This is one of those scenarios where you have one chance to make an impression, even if, you know, everything's actually there, you only have that one chance. So just keep working at it. For the accelerator, we spend a good 3 to 4 weeks just on pitching because it's that important. So, you know, you have a community of people on this call that I think are willing to help you if you just reach out. So feel free to.
It's my turn. I'll add that, yeah, I do this all over the world. I've done this in Hampton Roads for, I don't know, 20 years. This is a good group. I'm very impressed with this group. You guys did really well. It is difficult. 3 minutes is really, really hard. So good on you for even trying. And, you know, call me if you want to have some help. And I'm willing to, you know, mentor and help in any way I possibly can.
Awesome. I just launched a poll to see the attendees can vote on who their top 3 were. So you can vote up to 3. And looks like the top vote getter was from the audience was Cassie. The next highest vote getter was Greenlight. And make sure that everything, and then the third place vote getter was Cuisini. So let's compare that to what the judges had to say. Gary, do you want to?
I can do that.
All right, I'll pass it over to Gary.
All right, so so on your poll, what was your high winner?
Was Cassie.
And that is one of our finalists tonight.
Congratulations.
Awesome. And your second one was?
Greenlight.
And that is one of our finalists tonight. So the audience, we didn't need the judging panel. The audience chose the winner, you know, the top 3. Wow. So now we need to know who the third one is, don't we?
Tell us, Gary.
Well, my screen's kind of blurry. I can't really see it. It is Pocket Properties.
Awesome.
Yay. So that's fun.
That anticipation was messed up.
What's
The
that?
suspense was killing me.
I know, it's killing me. Exactly. Exactly. Well, awesome, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being brave. Congratulations to the winners. Thanks for being brave and coming out. And really, I always tell Tim wherever we're talking about entrepreneurship that those of us who have our own businesses have started our own things like this, that we're kind of like Martians, and the normal Earthlings don't understand us. And so when we get to be in a group of other Martians, it's kind of cool. So I always like hearing other people be brave and come out and share their ideas and really work on helping to teach people about their great ideas. So thanks again to all 9 of you that came out and braved this. Thanks to the judges for their time tonight. That's a tough job. I've done it one time, and I'd rather just be doing what I'm doing, because that's tough. And you're on the whole time, and you get to pitch once, and it's 3 minutes, and then 2 minutes of questions, and the judges are on for all 5 of those minutes for all 9 or 10 people. So that's pretty tough. But anyway, thanks everybody for being here. Yep. And we'll look forward to seeing any of you that want to sign up, come to Pitch Perfect. Tim and I would love to see you. Those are fun
real
experiences.
Quick, Gary, just want to make sure that we have the whole picture thing is kind of goofy with Zoom. So if the 3 winners could stay on, so we can do a group screenshot, that will be the next best thing.
And Rachel said she's bringing donuts next time, right there in her office. So none of us can have a donut. I'm just
I was going to say, I'm not sure how that's going to work with the Zoom thing.
I saw that today. Somebody said it was I brought donuts and it's a Zoom call. It's like,
I don't need donuts. I need adult beverages. That's what.
There you go. There you go. All right. So Tim, do you want the judges to stay on too?
Yeah, I mean, that if they can hang out, then we'll get some pictures. But how about that? We finished 3 minutes early.
There you go.
So
thanks,
awesome.
everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
So judges and the 3 finalists stay on, and everybody else will see it.